Welcome to Azure Architect AZ305 Certification Sample Question Series, question number 09. We are planning large-scale Azure setup that will include multiple Azure subscriptions. As part of governance strategy, we want to use Azure Policy to enforce security best practices and compliances across the Azure environment. We need to identify which are all the valid scopes or supported scopes to apply the policy assignments. Let's go through the options. First one is Azure AD or Entra ID Administrative Units. It is used to delegate identity related admin tasks inside the Entra ID. Azure policy cannot be assigned here. Next one is Azure AD tenant or Entra ID tenant. It represents the entire organization. Azure policy does not apply at tenant level. It does support only for Azure resources only. This is also not a valid scope. Third one is subscription. This is where we create and manage the Azure resources. This is the valid scope to apply the Azure policy. Next one is individual compute resources. Azure policy does not support to apply at the directly on a resource level. This is also not a valid scope. Next one is a resource group. Resource group is a logical container which holds the Azure resources referencing to each environment or each application. This is a valid scope to apply the Azure policy assignment. Next one is management group. Management group sits above the subscription. If you want to apply Azure policy across the multiple subscriptions, multiple environment, this is the best place to apply or enforce Azure policy. This is one of the supported scope to apply the Azure policy. So the hierarchy will start from management group, next to subscription, next to the resource group, next to resources. The policies which apply on a top level will be inherited to the downstream resources or subscription or resource groups from the top level. Please find the attached reference image which will give you an idea about how the hierarchy in the environment. Do let me know if you have any questions in the comment section. Thank you for watching.